Well, hey everybody, this is Buddy. Well, I was at this show yesterday live and watched the recording live with Larry Bauer and Lynn Morris, County Commissioner for Christian County.
Ballard. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning.
I tell you what, he's been on before. He is the author of Liberty Crusade. That is a tremendous book, and
that's his book, Liberty Crusade. And I'm also, I have re-edited this program. This is on Facebook, but I'm actually processing it now with my video editing software. So you'll be able to tune in and watch the whole show. I'll put a link in the description box. But Larry Bauer is a really interesting person. Happy to say he's my friend, and Lynn Morris also say he's my friend too. And we're trying to bring the truth to all of the world, but especially right here in Christian County and Ozark, Missouri.
the fight to save the free world, okay? There is so much information in this book. You need to be sure and get it. And you've got a second book that's as the publisher right now. Is it going to be out about October?
Probably October.
You need to get that too, second book, because God told you to write 3 books. So you're
the second one is Restored Republic. This
Restored
lays the
Republic.
foundation for how we got to where we are.
Okay.
The second one tells people how to get out of where we are.
Okay, well, very good. You know, I know we'll do it again someday. For the people who haven't seen Larry Ballard when he first came on our show, I think you've been on 3 or 4 times maybe, told the story about that you were basically dead and God brought you back.
You know, in reference to, just to give people a little history of you, in 1968, you actually died. You know, you were 4 hours, you know, you had an encounter. So why don't you just share a little bit about that story, what God told you, you know, over 50 something years ago. And then we'll get into our presentation today with some of the slides that you want to show us.
Okay. Well, I was in college. I had some time off and I went for a ride in the Ozark Mountains. I came around a curve. They had laid gravel and oil down, and as far as I know, there were no signs. And the road went to the left, or the right rather, and I went straight over a cliff. And my motorcycle went airborne and ended up in a pine tree. And I hit headlong into a big tree and was knocked unconscious and down in the gully where people didn't find me for a long time. So I felt my spirit leave my body. My heart did stop. So I technically didn't die. I just had what they call an out-of-body experience. And you don't hear God audibly. Basically, it's telepathic, and it's like almost like a computer download. The amount of information that's transferred is unbelievable. So at that time, just a marker for people to understand how truly unbelievable this message was. We were the wealthiest nation in the world. And everybody looked at the United States as the land of opportunity, and they wanted to come here, and we still had our freedom. I mean, we were the chosen land. God said, well, it's going to be your assignment is going to be a long, long assignment, because you have to tie history and the Bible together and then wait for the events that I'm showing you to happen. So he said, you'll know when everything is ready to implode, when your hair is salt and pepper. So my temples are just now salt and pepper. And he says, the messages that you'll be delivering will be for that time, because before that, people aren't going to be ready to accept the message. So he showed me in vivid detail the step-by-step collapse of the United States. And then what I did is went back in and did the historical research so that I could lay that blueprint out for people so they could see the decline, the systematically decline of the U.S. They could see the switch that was switched that said, all right, the global elite now want to collapse the United States, and they want to put the power in China's hands. And so the first book walks you through that process so that you can step by step see that God knows the beginning before the end. He planned it all, and it's all happening. So God showed me that then we were going to have the collapse, and we were going to have that switch moment, but the bad guys weren't going to win, because this took us back to Abraham's covenant, the covenant where Abraham said, I will make of your seeds as the stars of the sky and the sands of the seas. So that harvest of souls, when Abraham was on the earth, there were 500 million people. When I was born, I'm no spring chicken, there were 2 billion. Now there are 8. And so the earth, God knew, could not sustain 8 billion people indefinitely. So the book of Revelation, when you start to get back to the back end of the Bible, tells us that 2/3 of the world's population will be taken out. 1/3 will be taken through that remnant. And what does that tie up to? Coincidentally, exactly the agenda that you were talking about a minute ago for extermination of us. It would take us back to 1 to 2 billion people. And what markers do we?